What's up, citizens? This is MsMurderMonroe bringing to you your first emblem tutorial using the Black Ops 2 emblem editor. And today, if you haven't already noticed, we will be doing Hello Kitty. This was a very requested emblem for me, so without further ado, we're going to jump into this emblem. So, we're just going to jump into new emblem. And just quick about the Hello Kitty emblem is that this is a 22 layer emblem, and we're just going to be using really basic shapes to create her, so you really don't need to level up. You can actually make her from the start. So without further ado, we're going to do the very first layer. And what I'm doing for Hello Kitty, and I think I'm going to stress this, is first, pull up your own picture of Hello Kitty. You don't have to make it absolutely perfect. Just shape it the way you think she looks best. You don't have to do it exactly like me. Even if I do this Hello Kitty 3 times in a row, I'll probably have it different. So first, we're going to start with our first layer, which is going to be the full circle. And that's obviously 56 out of 61, almost at the bottom. And we're going to bring that up. And we're first going to change the color. So obviously, you can access the color using the color picker. And we're going to make this black. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change this from a round circle to basically a fat oval, because that's Hello Kitty's face. So we're going to hit R3 for the free scale. And then with that, I just want you to shape. And like I said, shape it the best as you can. I know that the edges of her face, the outer edges, are going to be kind of round. But just use your emblem editor to the best of your ability and just try to give her a nice fat round face. And I think that'll be good enough. Now, this black layer is going to be used for the outline. Obviously, you see Hello Kitty drawn a lot, and she has the black outline outside of her face, so I'm going to try to mimic that. And then for layer 2, what we're going to do is get the ears. Now, to make the ears, it depends what you want to use. Now, I specifically used... I'm trying to remember what I used here. But there's a different shapes. The tongue is a little pointy. So we're just going to be really simple. And last year, what I used for her eyes was the shield. So we can use that again this year. And the top will be a little bit pointy. So once again, hit R3 for the free scale. And we're just going to kind of... And you can use a different shape, because I know that Hello Kitty's ears are a bit more pointy towards the top. So that'll probably be good enough. I'm going to take the free scale off, and I'm just going to kind of set it up here. Now, don't worry, that's going to look much better. But right now, what we're going to do is copy this layer. So you're going to hit copy, and obviously I'm using PlayStation 3, but use your, obviously you can see the directions. Hit the copy using the select button, go to the next layer, and hit start to paste. Hit the X button for PlayStation to access it, and we're going to flip it. So we're going to flip it using the select button. Bam. And then we're just going to kind of place it. Now once the whiteness comes in, you'll be able to see. But for now, we're just going to kind of color this black. And now you can see... Oops, sorry, I kind of moved the layer. You have to be careful here, guys, because when you're actually editing the layer, if you move it to the left or to the right, you see how it's moving the layer. So if you just kind of want to go back, make sure that you leave this before you do it. So anyway, edit the layer, color picker, black. Now you can see. And from there, you can, start to form her the way you think is best. Like I said, if you want to go back into the free scale and you think her ears need to be a little bit more pointy, you can do it like that. Now, the picture I'm looking at, which is interesting, because you may have different pictures, and I know Hello Kitty looks like Hello Kitty, but sometimes her ear is slightly higher than the other one. The ear of the bow is slightly higher. And, I'm actually going to tilt her head just very slightly. And there, that is the outline of her face. So now what we're going to do is make her actual face. So we're going to take layer 1, and we're going to hit copy, select, and we'll move to layer 4. Paste is start. Edit the emblem, color picker, change her to white, or gray, or shit, maybe you want a a red Hello Kitty. So you could do that too. Hit X and then make it smaller. And right here is another custom thing. If you want the outline of her face to be really thick, you can leave it like that. I prefer it to be a little bit medium size, so we'll go like that. Now we'll take layer 2, and the same thing we just did with the circle, we're just going to copy. And we're going to paste. Now, we're going to take this layer, and we're going to change it the same color as we just changed the circle so we can blend it in. So that's going to be white. Now we're going to make it a little smaller because we want that outline. Now make sure the outline, the thickness of it kind of is similar to the thickness of her face because we want to kind of stay consistent here. And then obviously it's going to glow when you go on it. So 3 is the layer that we want. Same thing I just did. Copy it. And then paste it. Color picker. Do it until she blends in. And then edit that shape. Make it smaller. Like, you don't have to free scale it. All you have to do is just make it just slightly smaller so that it can fit perfect. Alright, so that's what you have. Now the next thing we're going to do is move on to her eyes. And eyes are so simple. Circle, circle, and that's it. But you just can't do the circle from the top. Because if you see Hello Kitty, she doesn't have perfectly round eyes. If you give her perfectly round eyes, she's going to look like not Hello Kitty. So we don't want to give her these two. And I'm just going to put them down. Of course, copy, paste. It's the simplest thing in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, gentlemen can be watching this too. You may want to make a cute little emblem for your girlfriend or your sister or your mom or your cousin, you know. Or maybe you're a guy, you like Hello Kitty. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to delete that because I want to try to keep the same exact shape. So before we add the other eye, let's manipulate this shape. Edit the layer obviously is X. R3 for free scale. And we're going to bring it in. And that's how she got her little eyes. Now once you have that basic shape set, hit R3 again just so you can make it bigger or smaller. Now Hello Kitty, her features are really tight in her face. You don't want to have them up too high. And like I said, have your own Hello Kitty picture up so that you can help as reference. But there you go. I'm just going to do this really quick, guys, because I did a tutorial. I already have her done. Same thing. Copy, paste, move it. And I think that's about good. And now we have her eyes. Simple. Next we're going to do is make her nose. Nose is made circle, circle. But obviously Hello Kitty has that black outline around her nose. So we're just going to copy, paste, move it. We're going to rotate it using either the L2 or the R2 button. I think that's good. And you can keep it the same exact size as the eyes because like I said, it's the outline. So the actual nose is going to be a little smaller. Same thing here. Copy, move it over, paste. Now we're going to change her nose to yellow. Now the great thing about this emblem editor, and if you guys didn't watch my emblem intro tutorial, I would advise you guys to check it out because there's going to be a few things that I'm going to be skipping over here that may be beneficial if you watched it. So actually, no, her nose is not the color I want. That was not the yellow I wanted to pick. That's a little... Alright, so good. Color picker. I'm going to make her nose not that yellow. It's a little bit more gold. And there you go. And that is a great addition to this year, is that you can make the color exactly like you want. So that was yet layer 10, and obviously you just want to kind of make it bigger, make it smaller. And like I said, try to make it consistent with what you did to her outline. Trying to make the consistency as thick. And I think that's good. And then that is her nose, her eyes, her ears. So next we need her bow. So for the bow ends, there's a lot of things that you can use here. But this is maybe the third time I'm messing with her, but what I've seen so far is that the shield is the best, and that's number 42 out of 61. And the great thing is that you can manipulate this. So we're going to do just like we did for the face and the ears, is that we're going to make this first layer black. Okay. And we're going to freescale it and make it a little smaller. Now there's really, and this is up to you, but obviously her bow is a little bit more rounded, so you can freescale it, hit the R3 button, remember, and kind of just bring your right stick down a little bit just to kind of smash it in. And that's looking a little bit more bowish. And I think I like that. So I'm just going to hit enter. I always hit enter to confirm no matter what, because I don't want to make any more mistakes. Go to the color picker, and you can pick any variation of red that you want. Obviously with the color mixer. But I am just going to be really simple. You know what, that's good enough. So we're going to, and I kind of skipped over something. We're not going to do the colored layer first. I just told you guys we're going to do the all black layer. So we're going to do that, and we're going to move it. And that's a little big for my taste, so this is the outline though, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we got that. Copy, paste, because we need to do the other side, but we need to flip it. So don't forget to hit the select button, flip it over, then you can edit it as you want. Obviously you don't have to have them touch, because that's where our little circle is going to be. That's going to cover all that up really nice. Alright, and next you're just going to take, now we're going to move this over, this layer over, so that we can have the coordinating layers as close to each other as possible. So we're going to copy this and paste. Now this is where we get to pick our color. I'm just going to use a basic darker red, and I'm going to make it smaller. Same thing with this one. Copy, paste, edit the color, make sure it matches on the other side. Don't make sure it's not too bright or too dark. Make sure it's, oh, I dropped my controller, I'm sorry guys. Alright, so back here, make sure it matches, and same thing, just edit it and make sure that it is consistent. And now we're going to go and we're going to get the circle for the center of the bow. Obviously, as you remember, that's basically all the way at the bottom. Color picker, black, bring it down. Now the thing about her bow, like the circle is always a little bit bigger than the rest of the bow, so I'm just going to keep that like that. Obviously, copy, paste. I'm going to get our color picker. Like I said, make sure it matches, not too bright, not too dark. Wait, I think also, did I skip? Okay, I thought I skipped the I thought I skipped that first layer, but I didn't. And just like that. Great. So now we have the outline of her face, the outline of her ears, her eyes, her nose, and the bow. Now there's one more thing missing for Hello Kitty, and it's the whiskers. Now the great thing about this is that what I like to use for the whiskers is the quarter circle, because it has a slight bend, and because of the emblem shape editor with freescale, and we're going to make these blacks. Obviously, that's the color of her whiskers. And you can use R3 to shape it as you feel. So I am, oops, going to make it a little thinner. And you see how the back of it, you know, this area that I have near her nose right now is a little bit fatter. It's fat, so you could just, and I don't know, I personally kind of liked it like that when it was nice and fat. But that's her whisker. If you want to make it thicker, of course you can customize it the way you want. And now it's just to place it. And obviously Hello Kitty's first whisker is basically right almost at the top of her eye. So basically have it perfect right now where it should be. And I'm just going to kind of, yeah, I'm going to kind of bring it down a little bit. Like I said, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. just like that. Now what I'm going to do is copy. I want to make 5 more copied layers of this. You don't have to do this, but I thought this was easier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're done. That's it for your layers, guys. So what we're going to do is go back. Layer 17 is the top. Layer 18, move it down. And I'm going to make it just slightly smaller. Nineteen is going to be at the top, you know, and just move it as you think. And I think I like it like that. I think that's cute. Alright, now layer 20, 21, and 22 is going to be for the other side. So what we're going to do is flip it. So don't forget to flip using the select button. Now, you can, because I have her face kind of pointing slightly up, so I'm just going to kind of move that up just a little bit more. Now right here is a weird thing. You can kind of shape it right here, because I know that sometimes Hello Kitty, her whisker kind of is slightly different on the other side. But I'm not going to be too anal about that, because I don't think people are going to be, you know, looking at my gun like, oh man, her whiskers are off. But, you know, it's up to you, how you want. And I don't think I'm going to have that whisker too close to her eye like that. And then layer 21, flip it again. And you can be easy. You can take layer 20 and you can make it a new layer, and you can reshape it so that you can just pull the shapes down from this side as opposed to grabbing all the layers from over here. But whatever, it makes it easier. And this little middle one is always really tiny, so we're just going to move it like that. And then finally, we're going to take layer 22, flip it, and make it tiny. And there you go. And if you guys follow it with me perfect, you should have your own special Hello Kitty up there. And it can be perfect and used for, obviously, gaming. And if you just want to exit, hit circle. Save emblem changes. Save and apply to player card. Save if you just want to save it and not put it on your player card. Or discard if you don't want to throw everything away. So I already have her face, but I may like this better than the one I just made. So I'm going to save and apply it to player card. Okay, and now we're going to take a look. Okay, so I think, okay, so there you go. And obviously what I said, and this is the very first one that I made, just messing around. No, I'm sorry, this wasn't the very first one I made. This one was the very first one that I made, and as you see, I did shape her bow the way I wanted the last time. So there's no big issue, but right here, like I said, I shaped the bow, and now that I'm looking at it from the outside, I probably would move the left side down. I'm going to do it now. Just slightly. Just like one. There you go. That was just me nitpicking. That probably still won't. But there you go. That's her face, and that's it. You have Hello Kitty. Now, if you guys want maybe like a full body, you know how Hello Kitty's usually sitting there. She has her little paw up waving to you guys. If you guys want me to add a body to this, let me know. We still have 10 layers to play with. So we definitely have lots of more room to do this. But that's it. If you have any suggestions, if you want me to try to use some different shapes, let me know. But definitely rate, comment, and if you want more emblems, please subscribe. Put your comments below. I definitely take criticism, open criticism, not just like random trolling. Ugh, you suck. No, just say, hey, you know, I made a Hello Kitty 2, and I think that this would be better. I'll answer it and maybe make a different one using different shapes. Maybe further down the line, we start to unlock some shapes that will be easier to manipulate than the ones we did here. But that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, as I said, and stay tuned for your next emblem tutorial. Peace. This is MsMurderMonroe, your premium Black Ops 2 emblem editor.